What's up, fellas? We're back, and today we are going to check out the Hifonics Brutus Gamma 3300. Now, I've tested a few of these gamma amps. I haven't done videos yet because I've been so busy, but these are actually nice amps. I would say if you're going to get a Hifonics, get a Brutus Gamma, or a BRX. They either put out what they say on the box or just slightly under, which is, fine, but there's none of that half the power stuff going on with the Gammas, or the BRXs. So from what I've seen, and they've all been really close to rated, and they're really solid amplifiers. I have put this thing through the ringer right here. Probably done over 100 dyno tests at 1 ohm with this, because this is what we use. This is our board setup that we use to quality control check the HiFi Vector DL-14 dyno dummy loads. So we test every one. So as you guys have heard, dyno tests are really strenuous on an amplifier. And so that thing has done literally hundreds and has not skipped a beat. So that does tell you that Hifonics does make some good amps if you get the right models, and they are workhorses. So we're checking out this Gamma 3300, and comes with your typical bass knob. All the Hifonics, they're similar. They're plastic and metal, but they're actually decent. They're not really exciting, but they're actually decent, and the knobs aren't sloppy. Couple stickers, manual. Now, I almost think this is like a typo on here, because it says 3300 times 1 at 1 ohm, but like a couple of the other bigger amps are rated at 3000 at 1 ohm. So I've seen typos, man. When you deal with as many different subwoofers and amplifiers as I do, these companies, they have typos, and I kind of thinking that was a typo, because it's rated more than like the BRX 3016 and whatnot. But that was just something I noticed. But we'll check out and see what it puts out here. But good looking amps. I really love the way these look. I have to say, because I'm a cheese ball and I like amplifiers that look cool and have lights on them. I know that sounds funny, but they look really cool. It's got glowing lights out of the sides, both sides. The Hifonics logo lights up blue, and then the Brutus logo lights up white, which I'll show you in a minute. But they're really heavy, and what I like about it is this is a whole solid piece of aluminum, so the whole amp's like a heat sink. Then it also has the fins to like increase the surface area, so it's really nice. And the end caps are metal, not plastic, so no broken ears are going to be happening here. So on this side you got your typical inputs, low pass, subsonic, phase, which is nice. And Hifonics has this, and I don't use it much, but I have used it before. So it is nice to have. You got your center, your width, and your boost. So it's a lot more extensive than just a regular bass boost. You can really kind of tweak it if you want. And I find that it's actually more useful. There's more of a chance of you using it and it actually working instead of degrading your sound than just a simple bass boost with no adjustment. So that's kind of nice. Then you got your level, your remote, master slave switch, slave in, master out on this side. And again, there's LEDs that light up through both ends of the amp, which is nice. And on this end, this thing's a little heavy. It's got some weight to it, which I like. So on this end we got our power protect light. There is no clip light, which I wish there was, but there's not. And it's got 1/0 power inputs, which is nice, and it's got pretty beefy, it looks like 10 gauge speaker outputs, and there's 2 sets. So it's nice, the power and speaker terminals they give you, they're nice and beefy. So that's an overview. Let me grab the tape measure and we'll show you what the dimensions are. Alright, so just under 15 inches and just under 8. So it's a big amp, you know. The Hifonics are on the big side. They haven't really gone to that small form factor yet, at least with amps that put out, you know, big power. So it's a little big, but if you have the room to put it, that's not an issue, and it does look nice. It's kind of the thing I like again about these amps is there's a lot of good amps out there that are good quality, but they're just black and they look so boring. Me, I kind of like stuff to look cool. That's part of the fun of it, you know, is to like open your trunk and, you know, people that look in there go, oh wow, you know, that's cool. But that's just me. Well, let's get this sucker hooked up to the dyno and see what she does. Alright, we got her all hooked up. I dimmed the lights. I wanted to show you guys the you know, the lights I was talking about. Really cool little feature. I like the way it looks. Alright, so we got her all hooked up. Got the SMD AMM-1 meter with the HiFi Vector DL-14 dummy load to provide the solid impedance so we can do the tests. As you guys know, if you use a speaker, the impedance changes 3 or 4 times what the speaker ohms is supposed to be, so there's no way to do like an accurate amp dyno with a speaker. So this is a great tool, but we actually developed this because you really can't do accurate amp dynos with this because speakers are a reactive load. So that's where this comes in. The other thing that's great about this, you do not need a subwoofer or a speaker, so there is no sound. It's quiet. We have some little speakers hooked up on our board just so we can hear the test going on in the background, just so like we know the test going, but you do not need any speakers, so there's no sound with this test. So we got it hooked up. Everything's good, and we'll start with the 4 ohm test. Alright guys, we're back ready to do the 4 ohm test. So let's see what she does. Up to clipping. Alright, so we got 830 at 4 ohms. That's good. It's like 79.7 amps. I mean, this thing's going to put out some power for 4 ohms. 830 is pretty good. So let's move on to the next test. Alright, we're back with the 2 ohm test. Here we go. Nice. 1442 watts at 2 ohms. 149.7 amps. Pretty good so far. Looks like it is really close to box rating, which is great, and this is uncertified, so this isn't even RMS burst, so it's doing good numbers so far. Hold on and we'll do the 1 ohm test. Alright, here we go. One ohms. Nice. I mean, that's 2672 at 1 ohm, 313.1 amps. So that's good. But that's what I was saying. The box says 3300, but I think just basing it from the series, how they go up in power steps, I think that should have been like 3000. But hey, basically 2700 watts at 313 amps. That's good power, man. So these Gammas put out great power. I don't bash something if it goes a little bit under, because there's a lot of amps that, you know, big companies put out that are like 50%, 30%. So I mean, a little bit under is good. These are still a great value for the money. 2700 watts. You can get this amp for about $250 to $300. So the watt per dollar price is really good on them. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely, if you guys are looking for a Hifonics amps, get one of the Gammas or the BRXs. They're great amplifiers. And thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you guys like the work I'm putting into this. Tell people if you know any guys with the AMM-1 meter. You know, spread the word about the HiFi Vector DL-14. It's a great tool for car audio shops or even audio technicians or just DIYers that want to do amp dynos. So thanks so much, guys. Until next time.